Welcome to another edition of Cooking for Busy Working Couples. Once again, Kathy will take charge of the kitchen with her excellent recipe, meatball pasta soup.
Today we're making meatball pasta soup. It's a very good hearty soup, and you make a big pot of it, and it's good for meals, lunches. You'll have it all week. Here's the ingredients for the meatballs: breadcrumbs, parsley, Parmesan cheese, and a pound of hamburger. This is chicken broth. We need 6 cups of chicken broth, a big can of crushed tomatoes. The recipe calls for very small pasta. As you can see, these are mini bow ties, very small. We buy them at Market Basket when we lived in Johnstown. And you'll need a package of frozen chopped spinach, and you have to let it thaw and squeeze it. And then afterwards I season it with garlic powder, Italian seasoning, and basil leaves. First we're gonna make our little meatballs. We're gonna add a 1/3 cup parsley, a 1/3 cup Parmesan cheese, and a 1/4 cup seasoned breadcrumbs. And then we're going to mix it up real good. Now that the meatball mix is all mixed together, we're going to make tiny little 3/4 inch balls. For the soup, we want them bite size. Our meatballs are all formed. See how nice and little they are? Now we're going to put our chicken broth. We're using unsalted chicken broth today. We're going to put it in our pot. We need 6 cups. This container holds 4 cups. So just pour that in. Now I'm going to measure another 2 cups of chicken broth. There we go. Now I'm adding the additional 2 cups. And our 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. Be careful with this so you don't spill it all over the place. After I mix this, we're going to bring it to a boil and then add our meatballs. With your broth boiling, let's add a few meatballs at a time. If you add the whole plate, you'll have a real mess on your hand. And we're going to turn the heat down and let this simmer for 5 minutes. Okay, the meatballs have been cooking for 5 minutes. We're going to add 1½ cups small pasta. Do a quick stir up. And then we're going to get our spinach. My assistant here has been squeezing it and thawing it and drying it. And then we're going to add this to the soup.
Okay.
And if my assistant would stir that up, I'd appreciate it. Yum, yum. Now when I'm done with everything, I sprinkle garlic powder across the top, Italian seasoning, and some basil. Then I'm gonna let this cook for 8 to 9 minutes and it should be all ready to go. Here is your hearty meatball pasta soup. Put it in a bowl and top it with fresh, what's it called?
Parmesan.
Parmesan cheese.
Is that fresh or fresh Parmesan?
Fresh!